to get the fall garden ready. Um, what I hear is that Brassicas takes like 2, 3 to 4 weeks to um, be ready to be transplanted. I thought today would be a good day to start some more seedlings. I already some. I haven't showed you guys that video yet. And excuse me. Plus, right now they're really leggy right now, which I don't want because my grow light setup is kind of weird. Let's say my seedlings are right here, and my grow light is like up here, so the grow light is way too high for the seedlings. So they got really leggy. So right now I have them outside to get the full sun to hopefully get them not so leggy and hopefully their stems will thicken up better. But either way, here we have basically some peat moss, a little bit of biochar from a different thing I was doing, and there's some of my native soil. Now, some of you might be saying, why do you have native soil in your seedling mix? Uh, Even because you might be worried that it might be carrying some disease or some larvae eggs. But the way I see it, because my native soil is pretty much dead anyway, I don't think there's uh, anything in my native soil that would bring my plants disease or anything like that. I don't think. But right now, you can see it is really dry, which I don't want, obviously. I don't want it soaking wet either, but it being this dry is not the move. I'm gonna just add a little bit of water at a time. Make sure this pea moss gets re-soaked, because apparently with pea moss, if it dries out, it's really hard to rehydrate it. So it goes, um, forget the word. It's not anaerobic, but hydrophobic. That's the word, hydrophobic. So we don't want the pea moss to be hydrophobic. We don't want my native soil to be hydrophobic. So yeah, just get a little bit of water at a time because I can always add more water. I can't take it out. And today we'll be planting broccoli, kale, cabbage, all for it to be ready during the fall and winter months. So around September, it should be ready to be transplanted. Uh, but in my area, it'll still be hot, so I probably have to put a shade cloth over them just in case. But we'll see. But yeah, I thought this would be a fun live stream to do. Just planting some brassicas to get the fall garden ready. Not super wet, but it's not super dry either. So we'll just add a little bit more. Because when this when you first plant the seed, the main job of the seed at that time is to soak up as much water as it can so it can germinate. So even though I don't want this too wet, I don't want it too dry. Like right now, it's a lot better. It's not as dusty as it was earlier. So this will be a good starting point to plant the seeds in. Okay, I don't know how well you can tell, but it's a lot more wet than it was before. Um, Another thing people might be worried if using native soil is the seeds in the ground, which is a fair point because this is old seedling mix that I was using. So there were some seeds germinating, which I don't want. So we're gonna be using a 72 cell seed tray. because that's what I have right now. And I have all the seeds in my pocket. Broccoli. Hold on. Broccoli, kale, cabbage, and cauliflower. Everything I want to grow for this fall. And apparently, when the colder season comes, it makes your brassicas sweeter, which I think is interesting because I didn't know that. I looked it up. I looked up how to plant brassicas the other day, and people were saying your brassicas get sweeter once it starts getting cold, which I think is pretty cool. I think I need to buy more peat moss because I ran out. I would buy coca coir, but for the amount you get, I think it's way too expensive. So I just decided not to buy any more coca coir, even though I did use it earlier this year. But that's just me really just trying it out, not necessarily endorsing it or anything. So right now, I'm just putting some of the soil in. You can see it's nice and, well, that is nice and level basically. But right now it's too loose. If I were to plant the seeds right now, I'll probably get buried the because it's too fluffed up. So we're just gonna press it in a little bit to help not collapse on itself, especially with watering. Then I'm add a little bit more soil, and then we do some indents to plant the seeds. All right, so how it looks like right now, kind of indented. Uh, some weed seeds by accident you probably don't want, but I don't think it's the end of the world. I think having native soil will bring in the biology for my area, obviously, and help the seeds in the long run. So I think dealing with a little bit of weed seeds will be fine. As long as I take it out early on, it should be just fine. But if you don't want to use native soil, you don't have to. Just use plain peat moss or coca coir, whichever one you like better. Again, then indent it so, or I'm gonna press down on the soil so it doesn't collapse on itself too much. And this way, the seeds have a place to go or the seeds don't come up too high when I start. And I'm gonna bottom water these so they don't get, um, I don't know what the word is, but they die if they have too much water. All right, so here's how the tray looks so far. Looking really good. And right now, because I have so few broccoli seeds left, I want to try to save some seed for next year. My broccoli seeds today, and hopefully some of the plants I could save for it to go to seed. So I could save those seeds. I can grab them. You can see brassica seeds are just so I will try to put one seed in each of these cells so I can get the max amount of germination. I don't expect all of them to germinate because that's just not how nature works. But I want to get as much as possible. Crap, I can't grow. There we go. Okay, now to remember where. There we go. Okay, so because I don't want to forget which cell has what, I'm gonna add a plant tag. Is basically this top row is broccoli. I'm gonna add it at the end where I last dropped the last broccoli seed. And then I guess next we'll do um let's do one row. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could do a couple of rows of cabbage, I guess. I'm not sure. Well, my dad wanted to grow more cauliflower, so I guess we'll do some more cauliflower seeds. Again, I'm gonna try to put one seed in each cell, but if I accidentally put more, then that's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it too much since I have a bunch of cauliflower seeds. I just don't have a lot of broccoli. That's why I need to plant way more than I need to try to save seed next year. There we go. If anything, I want more kale because kale you can keep harvesting it while cauliflower and cabbage is basically a, a one-time harvest, and broccoli. Okay, again, so I don't forget where I stopped planting, it'll be at the end. Now we can do some cabbage. Again, I'm not worried if I put two seeds instead of one, because technically, the more seeds you put, the better germination you get. I wouldn't put more than two though, so just in case you were wondering. We'll do 2 rows of cabbage and 2 rows of kale. Because why not? Trying to remember, trying to see if I added two or not already. Um, that should be good. Okay, so on that last one we do lacinato dinosaur kale. By the way, all the seeds I'm using I got from M.I. Garner. Not sponsored. I just like M.I. Garner. So I thought I'd just shout out his seed company. Two, 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 three, I guess. Three. That be too many. Three again. Two, two, three, three again. Yeah, these seeds are really small, so it's really hard to put only two that I want. But in this case, one's fail. We'll have another one that will probably germinate. I might have to do. Might have to cut or kill one of them just so they can grow well. All right. And before I forget, I'm gonna put the plant tags. Oh my god, I freaking broke it. Oh, stop breaking. These flimsy ass plant tags. I did it again. I can't take it out. Nice. Oh my god. Okay, so now we backfill it with soil. Press it down a little bit so there's good seed to soil contact. I don't know why my plant tags were breaking, or the last two. Press it down, get a good seed to soil contact. Boom. Now, you might think I buried the seeds too much, but they should be just fine, especially when the soil starts collapsing on itself or breaking down, because this is peat moss, a little bit of biochar, and a little bit of native soil. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I water these to make sure they get nice and damp, I guess, or have the right amount of water. I'm going to put these in my pocket. All right, let me just flip you guys. This is the seed tray that I'm using. Gonna give it some water. Just put some water in it. Then I'll put the seed tray over it. I can tell that it's not really not that heavy, so it's not that filled with water. So I'm gonna let this go for 20 minutes. If I can, the timer, is it this one? Nope, nope. Do I have a 20-minute one? I do. Okay, so go for 20 minutes in this in the water, and whatever it soaks up, and whatever it doesn't soak up, I'm gonna just dump the water out because it doesn't need that much water, and I'll bring it uh, in to under the grow light day, get the sun because the grow lights in my room aren't that great. But I will be right back. I forgot to do something, or I forgot to bring something. All right, so I'm doing a quick update of me planting brassicas. I'm gonna use. I'm gonna save the rest of this so I can use it for the next batch of seedlings that I have. Just realized I brought the wrong bucket, but that's fine. And we're gonna, well, not make it, but we're gonna process some biochar so I can have that ready for when I do stuff for the fall. So stay tuned for that if you want to see that. I need to try to get as much done today before the heat starts coming, because I think today we're gonna get up to the 90s again. I think after living in the desert for so many years, I'm used to it, but just not. Okay, so this used to be 2 gallons of my seedling soil mix. Now it's not even 2 gallons, so we'll see. Seedlings that I grow, but again, right now we're going to be working on some biochar. So I'm just going to grab my sifter. Hopefully, I think they make a new sifter too because this one's starting to break. I made this one back in 2020 or something like that, and you can see the wear and tear on it. Like you can see over here, it's starting to come apart, which is not what you want to see. But because it is biochar and you don't want to breathe in the small particles, I do have this mask so I don't breathe in the dust. Hopefully, Yeah, the container was wet, so a lot of biochar stayed in it, which is not what I wanted, but it's fine. And because I have this on, I'm not breathing all this dust. All these rocks I want to take out because I don't want. Like this biochar, I'll be mixing into my soil in this fall to help my soil retain more water. And whatever doesn't go through this initial sifting, I'll break down even more to get a better fit. And you can see there's some peat moss. Just use this initially to grow in a container. Adding pumice would be a good idea, but it just turned out not to be the best idea actually. So whatever goes through, goes through. I'll break it down even more when I get a chance. So, but yeah, I'm making biochar to help my soil retain more water. So if you didn't know, biochar, depending on how it's made actually, it can hold 10 times the weight of water. That I think is really cool. So if I add more biochar to my soil, the more water it can carry, which means I can water less. Hopefully you guys can see it well. Okay, I'm lagging. I'm sorry about that. Kind of wish I didn't mix the peat moss or pumice. I keep saying the wrong thing, but it should be fine. If you don't know, pumice is a great way to help drainage in your soil. This gives up more biochar so I can push it out. Because my backyard is full of rocks and it's even wet, I have to worry about accidentally setting a fire. Because I probably be the worst thing I can do. But yeah, I don't intentionally add rocks to my soil except for the pumice. That's the only thing I add for drainage. If you use lava rock, I tried using lava rock before. I don't really like how big it is, so I like using pumice. Especially because the 5 minus, I'm not sure. I just know I got it from Builder Soil, and I really like Builder Soil a lot. Not sponsored by them, but if you want to, go check them out. Okay, the rest of this is not going through. Because we're in July, I'm just trying to get prepared for fall grinding season, the hottest month of the year, or to July. This year wasn't as extremely hot as I usually get. Usually we get up to 110, 115. I think the hottest I've seen here is 120. But I think because of El Nino, we're not getting as hot, which means during this fall, by the way, I remember adding about this, but I guess I did. Because I get what I said before, this was already a party mix. I was going to experiment, that didn't work out, so now I'm just repurposing this power car to be recharged, I guess. I don't remember if I charged it or not. I'm worried about my internet, guys, so whatever reason it's not working outside, even though it used to work. Maybe something's going on with my Wi-Fi. Maybe today was a bad day to stream. So I thought it would be fun if I streamed for today. Yeah, to keep on terms of rock. I don't know why I'm holding my breath when I have this mask on. Hopefully, by the time I'm done flipping out the biochar, the 32 gallon trash can that I have filled up. I'll be sure it does alright. I have plenty of biochar left, so even if it doesn't fill up today, it might fill up on Thursday. So I'm not gonna do this tomorrow because I go to dialysis, so I'm really exhausted after I get back. charcoal. It'll be see how that looks. Again, I kind of rushed it in mixed pumice, but it is what it is. I'll just have to deal with that later. How long have I machine for? 38 minutes. Holy crap. I guess this one was in the fire pit. It's starting to break down a little bit. I thought that's pretty cool. Adds more minerals to my biochar. So normally, we'll not be able to break down the rock this easily. It's pretty obvious though. Rock. But yeah, this biochar and raised beds. With a different video for a live stream. Today, I'm preparing the biochar. Supposed to be set up to do this in the fall when I'm trying to fill those raised beds. Alright. Minutes since I've added water to the brassicas. You can see now the soil is nice and wet, I guess. I'll take this off to get any better. But yeah, you can see it's nice and wet. I don't have to worry about top watering. That I added is basically gone now, and so I'm just let this be outside for a little bit before I take it inside to get the light from my grow lights. So I'm gonna show you right now my other set of seedlings and show you the mistakes that I made. Put this right now. Just using this trash can and 8-pound sledgehammer. Just using basic things that I have around the house. So not too much. Even though it's a lot more work, it's gonna be fine because we're gonna make some amazing. So hopefully you want to stick around for everything we got going on in the garden. Alright, so I think previously it was like almost like halfway full, almost at least. And now we're in a quarter of the way full.